Good afternoon, all. Welcome to Chapter 3 of the Contact Reference Manual. So we're going to be talking about variables today. I'm going to fly through a couple of these because we don't actually really need to build anything. So 3.1, general information. So all user-defined variables must be declared in the onInitialization callback. So we can't do them in any of the other callbacks. So we can't do them in UI update, so they can't be here, new variables or control or anything else have to be in initialization. So you need to bulk identify or bulk create or bulk define in fact any variables that you do want to use. Variable names may only contain numbers, characters, and the underscore, so no symbols or crazy alt keys or anything like that, which is pretty good practice anyway. From there, variable names are case sensitive. There are sort of general pretense facts in terms of what should be all capitalized, what should be camel case, so capital letters only at the start of each word and things like that. But for now, we'll keep it really, really easy to understand, being capital letter at the start and then everything on lowercase. There are a couple of instances where this might change. Don't create variables with the prefixes of ni, control parameter, event parameter, or engine parameter. They're already made by native instruments for other purposes. So try and keep this used to a minimum. There are plenty of other ways you can do it. You can put your initials underscore there if you want, or you can do literally anything other than these four. Okay? Now, declaring variables, which we've already done quite a bit. This is 3.2. I am going to bundle a few of these together in the tutorial. So declaring variables as simple as declare, then the $, which declares a user-defined variable, which stores a single integer value. Okay, so there are two different ways to do this. You can, on initialization, declare a variable and then assign a value to a variable. It can't be a decimal point. It has to be a single integer value. So an integer, I think it's something between negative 63,000 and positive 63,000 or something like that. Or maybe it's 2 and 2.3 million or something. There's enough integers to get you through the day. Just don't use floating point variables or anything with a decimal place. We will get onto those in a little bit, but for now, keep it simple and just roll with it this way. On initialization, so declare the variable and then assign the variable a value, or you can even do it all at once. So on initialization, declare a variable and set the value there in one go. It's kind of up to you what you'd like to do with it. Setting initial values for variables is a pretty common practice, good idea. So it's something that you should look at doing rather than sort of just declaring things and then not assigning any values. Just for boot up sequence point of view, it's a little bit handier to have a value already preset. Some other ones we will look at some stage. We've already looked at initialization. We've already looked at persistent and reading persistent values. Int to real and real to integer. Real numbers are, I suppose, numbers with a decimal place. Let's just grab this one so I can show you the proper, here we go. So it converts an integer value to a real value. For instance, we can do int to real event velocity divided by 127.0. So if we didn't have int to real for event velocity, we would have event velocity, which is a value between 0 and 127, which is an integer, not a real number. A real number here is 127.0 or 0.1 or point whatever. So for anything decimal place, we're going to have to do this cast description where we change an int to a real or a real to an int, which is what this command up here is talking about. Int to real or real to int, and then inside the inside the brackets will be what we need to change. Okay.